Well, that would explain why there's nothing to suggest that whoever lived here did anything more than eat and sleep. Koji suddenly remembers the doctor he met yesterday at T University. Maybe she knows something. He takes out his phone and calls up the number. There's barely a signal, I was about to say, but it manages to get through. Koji's hopes are soon dashed, however, when his call goes straight to Dr. Tanbo's voicemail. He considers calling back later, but realizes that it would be hard to talk to her with Fuminori around. Fuminori would not at all be pleased to learn that Koji and Yo went to see his doctor. Koji decides that he'd better tell the doctor what he can while he's still alone. Koji leaves a clear and concise message, explaining that he went with Fuminori to Ogai's mountain retreat, giving the address, and asking for confirmation that the property belongs to Ogai. Fat chance. After hanging up, Koji thinks back to their visit to the hospital. Is Dr. Tanbo actually investigating like she said she would? Her reluctance to speak of Dr. Ogai is weighing on his mind. He talked to Yo about it on the way home, but they were unable to decide whether the doctor could really be trusted. Speaking of which, how is Yo doing? Koji hasn't seen her today. He didn't say a word to her about his trip to Tochigi. She might be worried, especially so soon after Omi's disappearance. Thinking to check up on her, Koji dials Yo's number and is surprised when it rings longer than it usually does. Did she forget her phone somewhere? Just as he's about to give up, the call connects. The first thing Koji hears is a strange sound. It's not signal interference, but some kind of wet, distorted noise. Like the voiceless groans or perhaps sobs of someone far away. No, that's exactly what they were. The person on the other side is crying. There was a response, but is it really Tsukuba's voice? It's too twisted with agony for Koji to tell. Panic surges through Koji as he realizes that something is terribly wrong. After a short period of nothing but pained moans, words start coming through the speaker one by one, as though each takes an act of will. What? Yeah. Yo must be delirious because Koji can't understand a thing she's saying. Her gasps and wheezes, however, are enough to tell him that she's in unimaginable pain. That's pleasant. She's not making any sense. Koji feels despair seize his heart with an iron grip. What is happening to Yo now, 100 kilometers away? Only her voice gives any hint of what she's going through. There's nothing he can do for her. Oh, shut up! Yo suddenly breaks into a violent hacking cough, as though trying to expel something filling her throat. It's not like I'm not finding this situation believable, but it's just like, this specific line is like, really, is that really your greatest concern right now? Koji screams into the phone, his reason overwhelmed by an unimaginable horror. Like, I can imagine that, like, okay, she can't do that right now. It's literally impossible physically. But, no, I can't let anyone see me like that? Okay. Koji screams into the phone, his reason overwhelmed by unimaginable horror. Which is why he is unable to react when the phone is suddenly knocked from his hand, and also why he didn't notice Fuminori sneaking up on him until it was too late. Fuminori seizes Koji's lower jaw with his right hand, cutting off Koji's angry shout. Koji can hardly believe the strength of the smaller man's grip. His biggest mistake, yeah, I figured. His biggest mistake was leaning against the well. There is nothing to grab onto as Fuminori pushes him backward over the edge. He can only flail his arms vainly against the air. Koji soon loses his balance entirely. He feels a terrifying weightlessness as the world spins before his eyes. Before he can realize what has happened, his back strikes something with tremendous force. He thrashes wildly as cold, dirty water fills his mouth and freezes him to his core. Only when his fingers find the wall of the well is he able to regain his sense of direction and right himself. On his hands and knees in the mud, Koji vomits filthy water out of his lungs. He tries to shout, but it comes out as a hoarse groan, distorted by the echo of the cramped space. Fuminori tosses Koji's phone into the well. Koji good catch. Just before it hits him in the face, but finds that the battery pack has been removed, rendering it useless. This is no joke. It's a miracle that Koji is uninjured. He could easily have broken his neck. And just because he's not hurt doesn't mean he's safe. Koji feels around inside the well, searching for something to hold on to, but the mud-covered stone offers no purchase. It's obvious he won't be able to get out without help. Today's sudden change in Fuminori's attitude, that smile that always seemed somehow malevolent. Fuminori hadn't been smiling at Koji, but at the thought of his friend's death. He can't wrap his head around this turn of events. Why would Fuminori try to kill him? True, Fuminori had wanted Koji to stay out of his business, but is that really a motive for murder? Fuminori disappears from view, leaving Koji alone in the darkness with nothing to connect him to the outside world. Koji shouts at the top of his lungs, knowing beyond a doubt that if Fuminori leaves, all hope of rescue will vanish with him. No one will ever hear him calling for help from the bottom of this mountain well. In his desperation, Koji no longer comprehends the futility of begging for mercy. No god or devil would answer him. His only hope is that Fuminori will have a change of heart. Praying for a miracle, he keeps calling Fuminori's name. Eventually, the sky grows dark as the bottom of the well. Koji can no longer make out the edge of the opening, and he has long since lost track of how many hours he has been screaming. Nevertheless, he continues to scream, for he knows that the despair silence brings will kill him. I feel great, the same feeling you get when the last piece of a difficult puzzle slides smoothly into place. I have killed a man and no one will ever know. I mean, technically this is your second, but it is a long way back to civilization, but neither the cold nor the exhaustion can ruin my good mood as I walk alone down the snow-covered mountain road. I was tempted to use Koji's car, but that would have introduced a flaw into the plan. I don't want anyone to connect me to his disappearance. The plan formed in my mind the moment I realized how remote the location was. Even if I couldn't find anything to lead me to Dr. Ogai, his absence would at least prove that the cabin had been utterly abandoned, in which case it would be the perfect spot to take care.
Kamu kemarin nggak makan kebulinya atau dimakan kucing? Aduh, aduh.